If you sell anything online, then you already know how much marketing sucks, right? People aren't giving their emails like they used to, or after 30 seconds in a video. They don't trust ads. They don't trust anyone selling them anything online. It's getting harder and harder to get customers to pay attention, let alone pay you money. And most of us are trying to solve this problem with more marketing. Dumping money into ads that don't convert, spending all day tweaking funnels that nobody sees, working all day and getting no further ahead. It's exhausting, it's frustrating, because no amount of marketing can get people to care about something that they're just not interested in. And it doesn't matter how good your product or program is if nobody wants to buy it, right? So if you're not getting sales, you don't have a marketing problem, you have an offer problem. Marketing is something you do when the offer doesn't speak for itself, but a strong offer, what we call a tribal offer, can do the selling for you. A strong offer works 24/7 to attract customers so you don't have to. And there are 3 psychological triggers that can make your offer irresistible to your customers, but most of us are missing at least one of these, which is why you're repelling perfectly good customers. And that's where our 3-part tribal attraction framework comes in. Let us take you to our office. This is our 3-step framework that will show you how to communicate your offer in a way that customers say, it just spoke to me, right? So that they want to buy and they want to buy in. Because most of us are so busy building the products, building the bonuses that are going to help the customers, but we don't really take the time to define the offer. So we don't know how to communicate it in a way that makes customers want to buy. And if you don't take the time to communicate the value of your offer, you can't expect your customers to do it for you. That's why we're going to walk you through the 3-step framework for creating an offer that does the selling for you. This offer helped Casty 3x his revenue the following year while working less. And Larry, who got the clarity and certainty he was missing, sang with tears in his eyes, "This is the best I've ever felt with clothes on." And Funk, who turned his failing fitness membership into a 7-figure, $1 million tribe business with lifetime customers and tattooed members in under 18 months. So this simple framework will show you how to position what you're already selling into something people actually want to buy. So it doesn't matter what funnel you use, because after a decade in digital marketing, we learned the hard way that the secret to customer attraction is not in another funnel or another marketing tactic. We tried them all. It just doesn't work. We spent the best years of our lives struggling behind a computer, testing new campaigns, trying different funnels, trying to generate leads and customers for our clients, and fully believing we were just one funnel away from cracking the code on internet marketing so we could retire on the beach in Sayulita and drink margaritas. But instead, we were grinding away for scraps, losing more hope every time a campaign flopped, and we had to go back to the drawing board. And it wasn't until we were fired from our biggest client, losing 85% of our revenue at Christmas time, that we had a rock bottom realization that we can't just keep trying to get better at marketing. We need to figure out how to make our clients more marketable. And we realized, well, marketing changes all the time. There's one variable in the customer attraction game that doesn't change and has never changed. And that is the brain inside the buyer. We figured if we could understand how people work, right, what they want, how the brain works, we can make our offers more attractive so we wouldn't have to hustle so damn hard to attract customers. So we studied human psychology, we studied neuroscience, and we tried to understand why people buy, right? So then we studied cults, we studied cult brands, we studied movements, trying to understand not only what makes them buy, what makes them buy in, continually buy in, right? Because we don't want customers who just buy once. We want to attract customers who buy in, they tell their friends, they stick around, right? So that we don't have to just keep hustling every month and starting anew for new customers, right? We've got this base that keeps growing. And after years of searching and collecting these psychological secrets and testing them with clients, right, we finally discovered the secret to customer attraction that we spent our whole lives searching for. And we found that humans are wired for one thing. No matter what you sell, your customers will never want anything more than they want this thing right here. And those who offer this naturally attract customers because that's what humans are wired to want, right? The secret to customer attraction and the thing that your customers want at a deep subconscious level is to belong. This is what the biggest cult brands and ad agencies have kept secret for a long time because they want to keep the best customers for themselves. Because they knew if you can offer this, you can sell anything at any price. So cult brands, they don't sell products, they sell belonging. That's why Harley Davidson, Apple, Patagonia, they can charge more for their products and still sell more than the competition. And this also explains why Cards Against Humanity could sell 30,000 boxes of literal bullshit on Black Friday. So this proves that it doesn't matter what you sell and it doesn't matter what price you sell it at. What matters is how you sell it, because people love buying stuff, but they hate to be sold. So while we can't make them want to buy, we can make them want to belong. Customers feel a sense of tribal belonging. They don't just buy once. They stick around for life and they help you grow your business from the inside out. And we figured how to leverage this tribal belonging to attract customers no matter what you're selling or what price. So we found there's 3 tribal triggers that your offer needs in order to get bypass that subconscious spam filter and get customers to want to buy. But if you're just missing one of these tribal triggers, your customers will scroll on by. So let's find out how many of these 3 tribal triggers your offer is missing. Okay, the first tribal trigger is similarity, right? The human brain is wired to find and belong to groups of people similar to ourselves, right? This tribal psychology is what has kept us alive as humans up to this point, right? It's our self-defense mechanism. We don't have sharp claws, we don't have like bulletproof skin, but our ability to connect with others like ourselves is the safety and survival part of the brain, and every brain is wired for survival. And while we don't live in direct tribes anymore, this subconscious tribal psychology is still running the show. It's still controlling your customers' behavior, right? It's still working in the background before all of these other things. It's still determining what they buy and who they buy from, right? And to the tribal subconscious brain, anyone who didn't look and sound like us was a potential threat, which is why who you sell your offer to is the most critical component if you want to make easier sales on the internet. A Yale study found that the brain decides if a person or a brand is relevant to them within 50 milliseconds. Under 1 second, the brain decides. So if your audience doesn't feel a sense of similarity and connection to you in 1 literal second, their subconscious spam filters will tell them to scroll on by. And this is where most people go wrong, because they promote their offers to just about anyone who will buy. And if you try to communicate to everyone, then you end up communicating to no one. So that's why you need to communicate your offer to customers who are similar to you, since they're more likely to feel a subconscious connection and belonging to you and your offer. So this is how you sneak past their subconscious spam filters for being in the club. So it's like the clubhouse effect, right? Those who are also in the club are also going to believe that this is for people like them. And those who aren't in the club are going to scroll on by because they believe it's not for people like them. And that's why we believe you shouldn't choose your niche. You should find your tribe, right? Because they're more likely to buy in because your offer speaks to them. This is how Supreme created a $1 billion cult brand, because they launched with no marketing budget, just a limited batch of grunge shirts for the rebellious skaters of New York. And they only hired skaters who looked, talked, and dressed like their customers. They denied customers who weren't one of them. And their products became a badge of belonging for these underground skaters of New York to prove that they're one of us. They're in the club, right? And that's how they turned this underground skate culture into a $1 billion cult brand with diehard customers, where a $40 t-shirt can resell for $10,000 because it's a signal as a membership into the club. So that proves that products and price doesn't really matter when you can sell belonging. But just because you got their psychological buy-in doesn't mean that they want to buy yet. Which is why the second tribal trigger is to create desire. If we're going to be asking for money, we need to create enough desire to convince them to sacrifice the money that we are asking for, that we want, right? And this is where most offers go to die, because most people suck at communicating the value of the offer. And so they end up just selling what's inside the offer, right? They just brag about how you're going to get 32 modules, you're going to get 27 hours of content, right? And they're like, here's all the stuff that you get. And it's like, but people don't want to buy information, right? Especially in the days of AI, like information is just, it's like water. It's just something you don't want to pay for. They consume enough information already. They don't want to spend their valuable free time watching your content and sitting behind the computer when they can be binge watching Netflix, going for a run, or watching football. People don't want to buy information. People want to buy transformation. They want you to help them increase their social reputation and their status, because the more attractive you can make your customer, the more attractive your offer is to your customer. So when they can envision a desirable transformation that they can achieve with your offer, then there's a release of dopamine in anticipation of this reward, which increases their desire to pull out a credit card and pay you, right? So there's a psychological desire to also belong to the tribe of customers who are just like them, trying to achieve the same thing in the same way. So by speaking to a desirable achievement, you're really getting like double tribal psychology effects here. And Harley Davidson knows this. They don't sell motorcycles, they sell rebellion. So all a teacher or an accountant has to do to transform into a badass is to get on their bike and leave their routine life behind. So that's why Harley riders are willing to pay 2 to 3 times more for not the bike, but belonging to the tribe and that expression of their rebellious desire, the transformation into a rebel. So by now, your potential customer is bought in on you and where your offer can take them, but there's one more mind hurdle that can make or break your offer. So, what they need to know next is how do we get there? Because if your plan is no different than what the other gurus are pitching in their inbox or in their news feed, they're going to lose interest. People are always looking for a new way to solve their problem. They're not looking for a new person to solve the same problem. They're looking for a new solution to their existing problem. They're looking for something they've never seen before. So the brain can't talk them out of buying. So that's where secret number 3 comes in. And that's why the third tribal trigger your offer needs is novelty. The subconscious is quick to ignore anything it's already seen. Imagine your job is to organize and clean up your boss's inbox. Now imagine your boss gets 11 million emails every second. It's impossible to keep up. But if you create some filters and folders, you can start to automate some of these decisions. And that's exactly how the subconscious brain works. It creates these filters to determine what bits of information are relevant and the rest gets ignored. So if your offer looks and sounds like something they've seen, heard, or tried before, the subconscious is going to say, hey, we've processed this information in the past, determined it's not for us. And that's why your offer won't convert if the plan you're pitching is similar to everyone else in your industry. And that's why your offer needs to sound unique. Sally Hogshead, she spent millions of dollars to learn the simple truth that different is better than better. Because when you show them a new plan, a new way of achieving their goals, right? The prefrontal cortex lights up, and that is the part of the brain responsible for decision making. Because humans are explorers, right? There's the good part of our brains, the like hormones that light up when we are exploring new territory. And so we get rewards in the brain when we're trying a new thing, a new path, a new plan. And these are the rewards that we would need to trigger in our brain in order to get buy-in. And that's why your offer needs a new, unique methodology that people like us do to get to the promised land. So that the brain doesn't ignore your offer. Instead, it looks like something that they need to explore, right? And by defining a unique opportunity for your tribe, you're thus creating the us versus them mentality, which further increases their belonging and desire and status. And so by leveraging these 3 tribal triggers, you can create a subconscious tribal attraction to the right customers so they want to buy and continually buy in. Because the real magic here is how this framework comes together to form what social psychologists call a frame of orientation. Your offer can clearly communicate this is who we are, this is where we're going, and this is how we get there. It becomes more than just a product, it becomes more than just a program. It becomes a mental map, giving their subconscious the certainty and direction it needs to take action and pull out a credit card, right? So there's a social psychologist, his name is Eric Fromm. He said, humans need a frame of orientation, a mental map of their natural and social world around them, or else they'll be confused and unable to act purposely or consistently. He says this is what makes humans so suggestible, right? Meaning customers who are lost and ready for a solution like yours are easily influenced and attracted to your offer because it creates the mental map they need to move forward. This is how you create an offer that not only seduces the subconscious spam filters, but actually also motivates them to buy simultaneously. And that's why ordinary offers fall flat, but tribe offers get buy-in because the subconscious is wired for comfort, not change, right? So we need to psychologically motivate customers to get out of their own way so that our products and programs can help them, which is hard, right? And that's why we run every offer of ours and our clients through this tribal attraction framework so that the offer can do the selling for us. So this is how we helped Punk Roberts turn his failing fitness membership into a $1.2 million business in 18 months by transforming his offer into something members actually wanted to belong to because it was built for this tribal belonging. And how we helped Daraj transform his offer into like a new version of it, which got 80 members signed up from his existing audience. And this is how we helped Steve carve out his own little corner of the internet to stand out as a fitness trainer. So when he launched his new offer to a small list, he got 17 new customers because they said, it just spoke to me. So we called this framework the Tribe Offer Map. So we built this tool for ourselves to understand how to help our clients attract more customers by creating more attractive offers. We've never shared this framework publicly until now, but we know marketing is getting harder, right? We don't want to just keep these secrets to ourselves. That's why we're finally revealing our process for creating these tribe offers so you don't have to work so damn hard to get customers, right? You can follow along with this tribe offer masterclass. So we've got the 6 elements that make up the tribe offer. Then we're going to walk you through the framework that we use, that we've used every time for every client to create these tribe offers so you can just fill in the blanks for yourself, right? Your own offer map template that you can use for every offer that you create. Once you create your tribe offer map, you'll see how to position your offer to carve out your little corner of the internet, stand out from the competition because no two tribes are the same, right? But what good is a good offer if you can't communicate it? That's why we created a bonus training to show you how to turn these 6 offer elements into an offer doc that can do the selling for you without having to build any new funnels, hire copywriters, all that complex stuff. So our Google Doc template will show you how to use all these offer elements to write your offer doc in under an hour so you can quickly launch and test your new offers. But what good does an offer doc do if nobody knows about it? So that's why we created another bonus training to show you how these 6 offer elements create your content strategy so you can invite the right people to see your offer doc so you can get your first few sales. And how you can use this content strategy as a siren call to find and attract your tribe with organic content or paid content. It's all the same because marketing is just saying the right thing to the right person. So that's really the whole point of this tribe offer map, is to show you how to speak the language of the subconscious so the right people are psychologically bought in into whatever you're trying to sell them. And so it doesn't matter what you sell, it doesn't matter how much you sell it for, it doesn't matter what funnel you use. All that matters is how you communicate your offer. So that's why this is more, it's more than just an exercise for creating a hot offer. It's a whole system for finding and attracting customers at a subconscious level who want to pay and stay for life. So you don't have to spend all day trying to figure out customer attraction. You don't have to spend all day behind a computer trying to get your marketing to work, wasting your days just wondering how you're even like burning your time, getting nowhere, because you know how to create tribe offers that naturally attract the right customers. So if you want to transform your offer or create a new one using this tribe offer map system, it's only $99 right now since it's still a new offer. You can easily launch your offer before your next credit card bill to make this investment back with 1 or 2 customers. Plus, the skill of building attractive offers will pay you for life. Click that link below this video to be one of the first people to learn how to build tribe offers. And once you get past that checkout page, you're going to be taken to the Tribe Library portal, right? That's where you're just going to create your access, your username, and your password. And that way you can keep coming back so you can see the trainings, you can see any new bonuses we put in there. You can re-download the Tribe map or any of the assets in future, right? And if you don't learn anything new, just send us an email. We'll refund your money. You know, nothing to lose, everything to gain. Just click that link below if you're ready to explore a new way to make that sweet, sweet internet money, because it's easier to get money when you're selling something that people actually want. And this isn't a fad or a fancy new marketing tactic. We've tried them all. It's been like 17 years of just testing all of the new tactics. This is an ancient tribal psychology that will never be irrelevant because it's how our brains have been wired for millennia, right? And if your customers are human, this can work for you. So let's create an offer that can attract your tribe because your customers are waiting. So click that button below. We'll see you on the inside. And remember, it's always sunny when you're making money. Now let's go build your tribe. Let's go.